Hello everyone. So today I'm going to experiment. I've never actually worked with tile beads, but I'm going to today, and I'm going to, now these are 2-hole tile beads. So I'm going to use 3mm fire polish with them and 11O seed beads. I'm not even going to put a needle on my thread unless it gets to be too much later. Then I will. But I'm using 8-pound fire line fire polish. So I already put my 3mm bead on my thread, and I brought it down to the center. So I'm just going to add, if I can, without a needle, and if not, then I go to a needle. My tile bead. Kind of hoping it's strong enough to not need a needle, but we will find out. Here's one side. Here's the other side, if I can get it. Alright, I'm going to grab my ends. Bring that down to the center as well. Minus the cat hair. So this is what it's going to look like to start with. And then I'm just going to, from this point, I'll worry about my clasp later. So from this point, I'm going to add a seed bead to each end. And then I'm going to crisscross between a fire polish bead. And then I'll bring them down to my other beads. Sorry. I think I pulled the one end. Here we go. I'm going to add another one of those. I think this is my first actual time working with tile beads. So you guys are coming along for the ride. We'll see how it works out. I'm using higher metallic bronze Toho seed beads and olive fire polish, 3mm fire polish, and ivory tile beads. Ivory 2-hole tile beads. So we are off a little bit. I'm not going to worry about that little bit though. Okay. So we'll have that. I'm not going to worry about this space either, because on our way back, we'll fill it up. So I'm going to pick up another seed bead on each end and run it through a tile bead. You know, run each end through one side of... Oh boy, how do I say that one? Each thread through each hole of the tile bead. There you go. I guess it would be important to keep your threads to get, you know, Well, maybe not. Somewhat organized. We'll find out, right? We'll find out. Excuse me. Thank you. Let's see. Alright, so that's what that is going to look like. We're just going to continue to do the same thing all the way down until we get to the length. Oops, don't cut your thread on the scissors. Till we get to the length that we need, then I will, oh, I'll show you one more time. We're just, I mean, it's pretty easy, you know. A seed bead on each thread, crisscross through a 3mm fire polish. Use needles if you want to. I just didn't feel like threading them. This is stiff too, so, you know, it's 8 pound. Although it is giving me a hard time, so I may end up threading them. So, here we go. We're going to bring them down. So you will have 2 fire polish and 6 seed beads in between each tile. Hoping that works. I think it would be kind of important to use quality seed beads, because you want to make sure that they're even. Excuse me. You know, you can pick through them, but you definitely need the seed beads to be even sized. Okay, so there we have our second fire polish bead. I don't know why it's turning that way. Maybe I pull tighter with my right hand. See how it's kind of curving? I don't know why it's doing that. Okay, so another seed bead on each thread and the tile bead, and then we're just going to proceed with the same pattern till we get to the end, the length that we need. Hopefully it'll work out. We'll find out together though. Or we won't, because if it doesn't work out, I probably won't upload the video. There we go. I think it'll work, honestly. I can figure out why I'm leaning that way. Unless the seed beads are off, maybe that one's small, or that's possible. Alright, so we're going to continue on down the line till we get to where we need to add our clasp. I'll be back. Okay, whoops, sorry. So it will matter which way you put your tiles on, because if you, well, maybe not, because it will just swing around. At least the one end, it isn't going to matter, but on the second end it might. I could be wrong. I'm just going along here. I've been thinking about this bracelet and thinking about it and thinking about it, and I said, you know what, I'm just going to try to make it instead of thinking about it. And see what happens. If it works, it works. It doesn't, it doesn't. And if it doesn't, then I could stop thinking about it. Right? Yeah, that's the way my brain works. It's easier to pull both of your strings through at the same time. At least I think it is, but you don't have to do it that way. You can do it one at a time. Actually, maybe for the tile bead, it might be best to do one at a time. And I know I started this at the wrong part. I came back at the wrong part. Should have waited till I was on another tile. But so this may or may not work with a regular or maybe non-check 4mm beads, because you see how the check beads are kind of barrel shaped more than round, but these are considered rounds. Just so you know. So you know. So I don't know if it would work with any other rounds. Okay, so it's probably better if you take your left or right thread and put it through the appropriate side of your tile bead. I mean, I haven't been, but I'm guessing you can probably get it crisscrossed pretty easily if you don't, so. And some tile beads are two-sided also. So. Alright. So I'm going to, that's what I wanted to tell you. So I'm going to finish getting to the other end, and I will be back. Okay, so I've come to the end. I have to take this off because it was too long for me. So when you get to the end, you're only going to put the one fire polish bead on. You know, your two seed beads and your one fire polish bead. And because then you're going, no, don't eat the thread. Then you're going to add your clasp. So, as you can see, he heard me talking. Alright, so you want to end like this, because that's how you started. Sorry for shaking you. You started that way. You want to end that way. So what I'm thinking of doing is putting on another seed bead. And if I can find my other needle here, I don't know which one is which. And another fire polish on each end. Oops. And then another seed bead in my clasp. I'm hoping this will work. I'm not sure if it will. I put them both on the same Don't do as I do. Put them both on the same thread. No, that's not the way we want it to go. And actually, let's see. And you are still on here. How did I manage that? Ugh. Do you believe this? Oh boy. Sometimes you just have to laugh. Because if not, you would go crazy. Okay, so what you want it to look like is you have your fire polish there, and you want to add those three. And then your clasp. Now, like I was saying before I realized how badly I messed up there, I'm hoping this will work, but we're going to find out together. So I need to add another seed bead. Oh wait, that's there already. Fire polish. Oh, wait a minute here. That's that thread. Here's this one. Okay. A fire polish. Seed bead. And then we're going to crisscross through that clasp once I get my threads organized here. I gave in and put them on a needle. Made it go a little faster. Okay, so we're coming out of this end with the one side. We're going to go in that end, the opposite end, with the other needle. And hopefully that will work. But I don't know. I don't think I like it. Nah, I don't like it. So, back to the drawing board, and I think we'll just do seed beads. We'll add just 2 seed beads there instead of the fire polish. Made it too bulky. I was trying to avoid bulky, but I made it bulky. You can't win sometimes. Alright. Oh boy. Okay. Alright, so instead let's pick up 2 seed beads in our clasp. On the one needle, and then we'll pick up another 2 seed beads and crisscross through our clasp on the other. That should work. I was trying to avoid, because I don't have a really dark bronze clasp like these beads, so I was kind of trying to avoid that contrast, but it is what it is. So we're going to go into, it's coming out of this end, we're going to take our other needle and put it in through that. The end, the other needle is coming out of, crisscross between them. I can't speak, sorry. Let's see how that works out. Come on now. Yeah, that's better. Except that fire polish is a little crooked. There we go. Okay, so what we're going to do now is we're going to take our one needle, doesn't matter which one. You see that? I have 3 seed beads on that side. Breathe. Just breathe. Okay. Now what? To make sure I wasn't going to okay. Let's try that again, shall we? Okay, here we go. So we should end up with that. So now I'm going to reinforce that clasp because it's a little too wobbly for my liking there. So I'm just going to go back down the seed beads, oopsie, into the fire polish, and then I'm going to take my other needle and do the same thing. I'm going to go into the seed beads through my clasp. Uh-oh. Let's not do that. And oh boy, what happened here now? I'm telling you, if it could happen, it will sometimes. This thread is crisscrossed. Is that better now? No. What the heck did I do? Which needle are you? Now you're not helping any. Is that better now? I hope. No. It's all discombobulated. I'll be back. I gotta fix this. Okay. Now that I got that mess taken care of, put one needle on the side. Go up the one side. Go up your 2 seed beads through your clasp and back down the other 2 seed beads. Then put that needle aside. Pick up your other one and do the same thing. Go up the seed beads on that side. Trying not to get tangled into that other one. I don't know how I did that last one. That was a mess. Okay, through your clasp. And down the other two seed beads. So now, I was going to crisscross through that fire polish, but I realized then I could, but then you'd have to reinforce your clasp again. And what happened? There's quite a lot of thread in there already. Don't know why that's doing that. Okay. So instead of going back through my fire polish, what I'm going to do is start going down my other side. So I'm going to put one needle on the side, pick up my other needle, and start filling in with seed beads. So you're coming out of here, just going to add a seed bead and go down through that one, through your tile, and through the next seed bead, like that. Pull that through, pick up another seed bead, go through the next seed bead, because this is hiding your threads. Like that. Pick up another seed bead. Oh boy, invasive seed beads. Now, through your seed bead, your tile, and your seed bead, and you're just going to do that all the way down so that you'll end up with that all the way down. Except that's really not tight. Try to pull as tight as you can. I don't know why. There we go. That's a little tighter. So that hides your thread on the ends there. And it'll bring you back down to the other end to add the other piece of your clasp. Of course, you should try to do it without getting tangled like I do. Boy. There you go. Nope, there you don't go. There you go. Alright, so you'll end up with 5 seed beads in each spot between your tiles. Just filling in those gaps. Okay, I'm going to do that. I'll do both sides and then I'll come back and we'll add our other clasp. Okay, so this is what it would look like. Sorry for shaking you there. Now when you get down to this end, you're not going to go straight up into your clasp. You're going to crisscross through your I mean, you probably can go straight up and into your clasp, but I like that little bit of extra security there. Yeah, and another knot. Going through that fire polish will give you a little bit more stability. I think anyway. Alright, so then just once you get them both crisscrossed through, pick up your 2 seed beads. The other end of your clasp. And another 2 seed beads. No, actually you could do that. I think it would be the same thing, but that's not how I did the other end, so I want to make sure that it is the same. So pick up your other needle, pick up another 2 seed beads. Yeah, it would be the same. And then crisscross through your clasp, your thing there. And then go down through those seed beads. And cross through that fire polish again. I did pick up 2 seed beads, didn't I? Yes, okay. Last time I picked up 3. Okay. Now, down these 2. Cross through the fire polish, and then I'm going to reinforce the clasp like I did on the other end. Once I get this crisscrossed that through that fire polish. And then I'm going to add these last 2 seed beads on the ends there and go down my work reinforcing it and tying knots along the way. Okay. So now this time around, instead of going through my fire polish, I'm going to go straight down into that seed bead. And then, after adding a seed bead, I'm going to add a seed bead and then go straight down into this. I'm going to go through these 2. Add a seed bead and go straight down. So here I can add a knot, or you could go in between the 2 seed beads and add a knot. Choice is yours.